Welcome. In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on something pretty fascinating: the invisible scripts, the hidden operating systems that are running our lives every single day. So let me ask you something. When you're facing a challenge, at work, in a tough conversation, or even with your finances, are you just winging it, just improvising? Or is there a system you're running? That's really the core question we're diving into today. So, how do we make that switch? How do we go from constantly improvising to actually designing our outcomes? Well, the secret is realizing that pretty much every area of your life has this hidden operating system running in the background.
Okay, stick with me here. What if every single challenge had its own source code? I mean, think about it. A tricky negotiation, a massive project, even a personal relationship. If you could see the code, you could find the bugs, right? You could rewrite the parts that just aren't working. Now that is a powerful idea.
And that's what we're calling a mental operating system, or OS for short. Now, this is an actual software, of course. It's a really simple but incredibly powerful framework for thinking through any challenge you face. And the best part? It's built on just 4 core components. And here they are. It's super straightforward. First, the goal. What are you actually trying to achieve? Second, the problem. What's the real obstacle in your way? Third, the leverage. Where can a little bit of effort create huge results? And finally, the principle. What's the one single rule that should guide you? This 4-part pattern, this is what we're going to use to decode some of life's biggest challenges. Okay, let's get into it. And we're starting with the most complex, unpredictable system out there: other people, right? How do you build trust, lead a team, forge real connections? It turns out it all starts by understanding 2 basic operating systems for how we interact with each other. First up, let's talk about the communication OS. Now, the goal here isn't just to talk, to get your point across. No, the real goal is to create genuine, mutual understanding and trust. And the root problem we're always fighting against? Well, it's misunderstanding and that feeling of a lost connection. So where's the leverage point? How do you get the biggest bang for your buck? It's this: the 80% rule. In any conversation, 80% of your success comes from just one thing: listening. And I don't mean just waiting for your turn to talk. I mean actively trying to understand where the other person is coming from. And this really gets to the heart of the matter, the core conflict. Every single one of us has a deep, fundamental need to feel understood. And on the flip side, our biggest fear is being rejected, having our ideas just completely shut down. The best communicators, they get this. They navigate this tension flawlessly. So what's the guiding principle here? It all boils down to one simple, incredibly powerful phrase. A sentence that can stop a fight in its tracks and build trust in an instant. It's just, "I want to understand you." Now this same logic flows perfectly into the next OS, leadership. A great leadership OS isn't about power or control. Its real goal is to influence and develop people so that you can all achieve something great together. And yep, you guessed it, there's an 80% rule here too. For any leader, the absolute highest point of leverage is spending 80% of your time and energy focusing on your people, their growth, their well-being, making sure they're all on the same page. Because if you take care of the people, the results, they'll take care of themselves. The core conflict a leader has to manage is a little different though. People have this deep need to be recognized for what they bring to the table. And their biggest fear inside a team? Being forgotten, left behind, abandoned. So a great leader's job is to make every single person feel seen, valued, and secure. And this leads us to the guiding principle of a powerful leadership OS. It's really the heart of what people call servant leadership. It's a simple but profound commitment. I am here to serve you. I'm telling you, when a team genuinely believes their leader feels that way, there's nothing they can't do. All right, let's switch gears. We've talked about people, now let's talk about problems. This next section is about decoding the strategy code. This is all about making smart, long-term decisions, whether that's with your money, your business, or even a big personal project. First up under strategy, the investment OS. The goal here sounds simple: preserve the money you have, then grow it. Notice the order. The root problem isn't what you think. It's not about finding the next big thing. It's actually about managing the risk of losing what you've already got. Okay, and this might surprise you. The best investors on the planet, they don't spend all their time chasing massive gains. The 80% rule of investing is all about one thing: risk management. Seriously, the name of the game is survival. If you can just avoid those catastrophic losses, the wins have a funny way of taking care of themselves. And this gets to that fundamental tug of war that drives every single market, right? It's the desire to grow your money versus the gut-wrenching fear of losing it. A good system, a good OS, is what helps you manage that emotional battle with cold, hard discipline. So what's the guiding principle? It's a single, totally unemotional question you have to ask yourself before every single decision. Are the odds in my favor? It's a game changer because it forces you to think about probability, not just what's possible.
And finally, let's look at the big one, the Master OS that kind of helps you understand all the other ones. Systems thinking. The goal here is simple but hard. See the entire picture and solve problems at their absolute root cause.
You know, every system, and I mean everything from a business to your own body to a piece of software, it follows this basic flow. You have inputs, like resources or information, those go through a process where they're transformed, and that creates an output, which is your result. Understanding this simple IPO flow is always the first step to figuring out what's wrong. Now, here's the mistake we all make. We try to fix the output. We treat the symptom. But a real systems thinker knows that the true leverage isn't there. It's in changing the inputs, or even better, fixing the process itself. Think about it. You don't fix the bad result, you fix the machine that's creating the bad result. And the guiding principle, the one question that unlocks almost magical leverage is this: where is the bottleneck? Because every single system has one single constraint, one bottleneck that limits its total output. If you can find that one spot and fix it, you improve the entire system, sometimes overnight. Okay, so we've decoded the source code for communication, leadership, investing, and even systems thinking. Pretty cool, right? But the most important question is still on the table. How do you actually install these powerful new operating systems in your own life? And look, the goal here isn't to have you memorize a bunch of rules. Not at all. It's about retraining your brain to see the world in a new way, to start looking for those hidden structures, those leverage points, and the simple core principles behind any challenge you face. And here's a super practical way to start. For any problem that's bugging you, just run it through this 4-step check. 1, define your real goal. 2, identify the root problem, not the symptom. 3, hunt for that point of maximum leverage. And 4, try to state the one guiding principle that should direct your actions. So, I'll leave you with this to think about. Take a look at your life, your career, your relationships, your health, your finances. Which part of your life is still running on old, buggy software? What area is just crying out for a brand new, intentionally designed operating system?